You told yourself last year would be different, and somewhere deep inside, you meant it. You really, truly meant it. But here you are again, standing at the edge of another year, carrying the same weight you promised yourself you'd put down. That's not a failure of willpower. That's not a character flaw. That is something far more specific and far more fixable than anyone has ever taken the time to explain to you. Because the reason most men never change, the reason a new year feels exactly like the old one 3 weeks in, isn't a lack of motivation. It isn't a lack of information. It is a lack of something the ancient Stoics understood 2,000 years ago. Something so quietly powerful that once you see it, you will never unsee it. And that is exactly what this video is about. Think about how this actually plays out in your life. Not in theory, but in the specific, ordinary moments that quietly drain you. Every morning you wake up, and before your feet even hit the floor, your mind is already rehearsing yesterday's arguments, yesterday's failures, yesterday's unresolved tension. And the day hasn't even started yet. You're already behind, already heavy, already operating from a deficit you didn't choose. Every time you set a goal, a real one that matters to you, something happens within days, sometimes hours. A setback arrives, or someone says something dismissive, or life simply refuses to cooperate on your timeline. And instead of adjusting, you abandon. Instead of bending, you break. And the version of yourself you were becoming quietly steps back into the shadows. Every single night you lie in the dark, running through the same loop. What you should have said, what you should have done, what you should have been by now. And the hours pass, and the sleep doesn't come, and the morning arrives and the cycle starts again. Each rotation pulling you a little further from the man you actually want to become. This is not weakness. This is what happens when a man spends his energy reacting to everything, when he has never been taught the discipline of deciding what is worth his attention and what is simply noise. And the cost is enormous. The cost is your year, your peace, your potential, your life. But something shifts, and it doesn't happen all at once. It rarely does. It happens in a quiet moment, maybe one like this one, where you begin to notice something you couldn't see before. You begin to notice that the chaos you've been fighting isn't out there. It's been inside. That the year didn't drain you, the reactions did. That the problem was never the circumstances, the setbacks, the people, the timing. The problem was the unchecked, unconscious, relentless way you were spending yourself on all of it. And slowly things change, not because the world gets easier, not because the obstacles disappear, but because you stop treating every disturbance like an emergency. You stop letting every opinion live rent-free in the most valuable real estate you own, and that real estate is your mind. This is the shift. This is the beginning of what the Stoics called the only true freedom. The freedom that no one can give you and no one can take away. The freedom of deciding consciously and deliberately where you direct your inner life. Here is what no one tells you about time. And this is the part that will actually change how you move through this year if you let it land properly. Your year is not made of days. Your year is made of moments of attention. And every single moment of attention is a unit of energy you are either investing or wasting. There is no neutral. There is no standing still. You are always spending, always choosing, whether you realize it or not. The man who spends 40 minutes arguing in his head with someone who isn't even in the room, he just spent 40 minutes. He cannot get them back. Those 40 minutes are gone from the total, from the year, from the life. And what did he purchase with them? More tension, more noise, more distance from the version of himself he's trying to build. And it compounds. This is the part that should unsettle you. It compounds daily, silently, invisibly, the way debt does, the way rust does, the way a slow leak in a tire does. You don't notice it until suddenly you're stranded and wondering how you got here. But here is the other side of that same truth, and this is where it becomes power. Every moment you reclaim, every reaction you choose not to have, every argument you decide isn't worth your energy, every spiral you step out of before it pulls you under, that moment gets reinvested. That energy goes somewhere real. It goes into your work, your discipline, your clarity, your growth, and that compounds too. This is the math of a great year. Not hustle, not hype, not waking up at 4 a.m. for the sake of suffering. It is the quiet daily discipline of protecting your attention like it is the most valuable thing you own. Because it is. It absolutely is. Here is the one thing I want you to carry out of this video. The one sentence that, if you actually lived by it, would transform not just this year, but every year that follows. Your attention is your life, and where you place it, you place yourself. Read that again. Sit with it. Every distraction you feed with your life. Every resentment you rehearse with your life. Every small reaction, every unnecessary conflict, every moment spent performing for people who don't see you anyway, that is your life being spent. Quietly, willingly, in exchange for nothing. And the Stoics knew this, not as a metaphor, not as a nice thought for a morning journal. They knew it as the operating principle of human freedom, the single hinge on which an entire life of dignity, clarity, and power swings open or stays shut. Marcus Aurelius, a man who ruled the most powerful empire in the world, who fought wars, endured betrayal, buried children, and governed millions while plague swept through his streets, wrote something in his private journal that was never meant to be published, never meant to be performed. It was a note to himself, written in the dark, the way honest men write. And he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He wasn't writing that for motivation. He was reminding himself, a man with every reason in the world to be consumed by external chaos, that the only territory worth governing was the one between his ears. Epictetus, who was born a slave, who owned nothing, controlled nothing, could be moved or sold or punished at another man's will, built an entire philosophy on this same idea, that the one thing no master, no circumstance, no amount of suffering could ever touch was the way a man chose to respond to his life. And that choice, that single interior choice, was not a small thing. It was everything. It was the whole game. And Seneca, who lost fortunes, survived exile, watched emperors fall around him, wrote to his friend Lucilius with an urgency that feels almost modern. "Reclaim yourself," he said. Just that. Just 2 words with the weight of a lifetime behind them. Reclaim yourself. Not your productivity, not your reputation, not your rankings or your results. Yourself. The part of you that exists before the noise starts. The part that can watch the storm without becoming it. That is what the Stoics were protecting. That is what they are asking you to protect in 2026. So here is what actually happens when you begin to live this way. Not someday, not after some grand awakening, but right now, starting from this moment. And it is not dramatic. That's the point. The real transformation never is. You stop waking up tired before the day begins because you are no longer fighting battles in your sleep that don't belong to you. You stop arriving at the end of each day feeling emptied, depleted, used, because you are the one deciding where your energy goes. You stop watching January become February, become March, become the same year with a different number on it, because you are no longer a passenger in your own life. The man who masters his attention masters his time, and the man who masters his time masters his year. And the man who masters his year builds something that no external event can dismantle. A life of actual intention, actual clarity, actual peace. The kind that doesn't require perfect circumstances, doesn't require everything going your way, doesn't require the world to cooperate. This is what the Stoics were pointing at across 2,000 years of human struggle. Not a philosophy for monks or academics, a philosophy for men who live in the real world, who face real pressure, real pain, real uncertainty, and who choose every single morning to be the author and not the aftermath. 2026 will not be your best year because everything goes right. 2026 will be your best year because you finally decide, clearly, quietly, completely, where you end and the noise begins. That line is yours to draw. It always has been,